Lewis Hamilton joining Ferrari already felt like the start of a new chapter, but now Guenther Steiner is openly talking about when that chapter might end and suggesting we may not see Hamilton in Formula One for much longer after 2026. Is this a realistic prediction, a simple observation, or just another headline built around one of the biggest names in the sport? Today on Apex Racing Desk, we're breaking down what Steiner actually said, how it fits into Hamilton's career timeline, and whether a 2026 retirement really makes sense. Let's start with the basics. What did Guenther Steiner actually say about Lewis Hamilton's future? In a recent interview, Steiner suggested that after 2026, Hamilton might start seriously thinking about walking away from Formula One, especially if he has achieved what he wants with Ferrari by then. He pointed out Hamilton's age, the length of his career, and the physical and mental effort required to stay at the top in the current era. Steiner wasn't announcing a decision, he was giving an opinion, based on experience about how long a driver can realistically stay fully committed at that level. To understand this properly, we need to look at where Hamilton is in his career. He has already spent well over a decade in Formula One, won multiple world titles, and broken almost every record available. Moving to Ferrari wasn't just another contract, it was a late career gamble, a chance to write one final historic chapter with the most iconic team in the sport. By the end of 2026, Hamilton will have spent several seasons in red under immense pressure from the Italian media, Ferrari fans, and his own legacy. At that point, he will have to ask himself a simple question: is there still anything left to prove? There are good reasons why Guenther Steiner's idea of a 2026 retirement actually makes sense. First, age and mileage. Hamilton has driven more Grand Prix than most drivers in history and has been fighting at the sharp end for a decade. Even for someone in incredible physical shape, that constant level of performance, travel, and pressure eventually takes a toll. Second, the story arc. If Hamilton wins a title with Ferrari or even comes very close in a serious fight, it would be a natural high point to end on. Going out after a serious Ferrari chapter, instead of slowly fading in a midfield car, is much more in line with how champions like to be remembered. Third, modern drivers don't need to race forever for financial reasons. Hamilton already has the freedom to choose when he wants to stop, not when the market forces him out. On the other hand, we shouldn't rush to retire Lewis Hamilton on paper before he's ready. Hamilton has always been extremely competitive and emotionally attached to the idea of fighting at the front. If Ferrari gives him a car that can still win in 2027 and beyond, it's entirely possible that he chooses to extend his time in the sport. We've seen other champions like Fernando Alonso decide to keep going much longer than people expected, simply because they still love the competition. And unlike Nico Rosberg, who left right after a title at a moment of complete exhaustion, Hamilton has often talked about staying as long as he still feels motivated and sharp. Comments like Guenther Steiner's also reveal something about how we look at aging champions in modern F1. Every time a driver passes a certain age, the conversation quickly shifts to when will he retire, instead of can he still fight for a title. That creates a constant narrative around timing, legacy, and the perfect exit, especially for someone with a record like Hamilton's. Steiner's view is just one opinion, but because he's a well-known former team boss, it carries extra weight in the media and among fans. So, will Lewis Hamilton really walk away from Formula One in 2026? It's a believable scenario, especially if he has written the Ferrari chapter he wants by then. But as always with Hamilton, it will come down to two things. Does he still have a car to fight with, and does he still feel the fire to keep going? What do you think? Is a 2026 retirement the perfect ending, or do you expect Hamilton to keep racing well into the next era of F1? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more clear, sharp breakdowns of the biggest stories in Formula One, don't forget to subscribe to Apex Racing Desk. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.